Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video I finally decided to do a Q&A. So the other day I put on my Instagram for you to ask me questions. It could be anything. I wasn't really fussed, I'll be honest here. I was actually surprised because a lot of the questions were about Johnny, my boyfriend, and I didn't want to make this whole thing about him, so I kind of had to cut out some of the questions. I guess we can just kind of get started with it. So I've got my laptop in front of me here, and I just kind of wrote down the questions like on my notes and then put it onto that so I can read them off, because obviously I can go back onto the Instagram ones, but then it makes it a bit annoying, and I record on my phone so I couldn't really do that. First question, I thought I was just going to start off simple, is what my full name is. My full first name and second name is Kelsey Barker. I think this is the first time I've actually ever said my name on the camera. I don't have a middle name. Me and my friends have kind of made up sometimes that my middle name would be Jean, so it would be like Kelsey Jean Barker, but that isn't my middle name, it's just Kelsey Barker, that's it. Next question is my age. I'm recently just turned 20. I turned 20 on the 25th of May, so that is also my birthday, which was the second question. I'm a 2000 baby obviously, and I am a Gemini, so that might make a lot of sense to you, and I know it makes a lot of sense to me. Within the past year or so, I became really interested in my horoscope and my star sign Gemini. I definitely see myself, as I've gotten older, becoming more and morphing more into the characteristics of what they are, so like very creative, like two sides to the personality, stuff like that. Next question is, where do I stay? Where am I from? I don't know if you can tell by my accent, so I'm Scottish, same as Jamie Genevieve, and I'm from a place called Livingston, so it's like this little town in between like Glasgow and Edinburgh, and it's just like right in here, and it's not the best place, but it's where I'm from. Don't think I'll stay here for the rest of my life, but wait and see what happens. So the fifth question is still sticking with the basic stuff, siblings, pets, family. So I stay at home with my mum and dad, and I've got one sister called Alyssa. She's literally my twin. A lot of people have said that we sound really similar, so I don't know, I'd maybe do like a video of her so you can see what we're like. I'd say we've got similar personalities as well. I wouldn't say we look alike now, but when you look back at photos like of younger me, it's like Alyssa's double, like right now. And then I have one dog called Brie, Miss Brie, and she's a Sharpie. I should probably add in as well that me and my sister are actually 5 years apart, so we've got quite a big age gap, but within the past couple of years we've definitely gotten closer because we've got similarities now, and we like the same things. So she's gotten into makeup a lot now and clothes, and she's constantly stealing my clothes, and she's started going out more and being with her pals. The next couple of questions are kind of the ones that everyone else was asking now. The first sixth one was, what is my dream holiday? So I'm really excited to say that I'm getting to go on my dream holiday in January with my boyfriend Johnny. We're going to Bali for 11 days, and we've got our own like whirlpool on our balcony, like our hot tub, like our own lounger thing. We've been wanting to go to Bali for so long, or like Thailand. I'm just so excited to do all the things over there, see the elephants, go to all the sites. There's like another question, I'll like explain it more, what I kind of prefer for a holiday, so I'll get into that one soon. It was actually the next question. So question number 7 was whether I prefer warm holidays or like city breaks. Personally, I'd like both, so that's why we've decided to go to Bali, because we have the option to chill and relax and it's still warm, but we can be really touristy, so that's why I like city breaks, because I love being a tourist. Like I went to London last year and absolutely loved it. I went to Amsterdam in January and I loved that as well, because I just like seeing all the historical, it sounds so gimpy, but like my favourite part of Amsterdam was when we went to the Anne Frank house, and for me it was just amazing. And there was one point we were standing there and she's got like our measurements on the wall, and I was just standing there and I was like, oh my god, she's actually been here. So I like doing all that kind of fun stuff. I don't really know if I answered that correctly. If there's an option for both, I'll take it, but for me I can't really choose between like a city break and a chill holiday, like a warm one. Maybe, I'm lying actually, maybe like a warm holiday, but I like having the option there for you to go and do things. Like I can't sit around for too long, I'm really fidgety. Like you can tell probably in my videos, like I'm constantly moving. I like having the option. So the next question is one of the ones that was about Johnny, and that was if I would ever do a video with him. The answer is probably no, just because I don't think I'd be able to film with him. I'd be way too embarrassed. Like I wouldn't be able to take it seriously and I'd giggle, and I know for the fact he wouldn't take it seriously either. He's really supportive of me doing YouTube, like totally supported me the full way, and he was the one that told me that I should start doing it too. So I'm really lucky that I've got him, and I'm very grateful to have him in my life. However, I don't think he'll be on my channel anytime soon. However, when we go to Bali, I did say that I'd vlog, and he's happy to be in it for when I'm vlogging. Someone asked me, one of my friends actually asked me what my next hair colour is. If you've like been on my Instagram, like if you've watched me and you know who I am, you've known that I was like blonde and then I was brown, and then I recently went ginger last year. So it's actually coming up for like the anniversary of when I went ginger, but I just kind of like to play around, not like crazily, like I'm dyeing my hair like every other week, but I'm thinking my next hair colour, all I know is I want to cut it off. Like, see, having long hair, even though it looks nice, I'm so sick of it. And I know I want to just cut it off till about like maybe about that much. And ever since dyeing like the little bits here blonde, I've really been thinking about going all blonde, but like a proper white blonde. I just don't know if I can like put up with the damage that I know it's going to cause my hair, so I'm in two minds. The next question, someone had asked me where I get the blankets from that are lying on my bed, and also like my pillows that I've got over there. I got quite a lot of, like, no, not quite a lot, I think I got like 3 questions asking where most of the stuff is in my room from. I don't know, I wouldn't really do a room tour because my room's not that big and I don't think it's like that exciting. I just like how it is, it's very neutral. But on my bed I've got like a fur blanket, that one's from Dunelm. And then on top of that, so I have them like layered, so the next one is a white quilted one. It's kind of like fluffy-ish on the inside, like it's like a teddy bear kind of feeling on the inside, and then the other side is like that quilted. That one's from B&M, and then the one on top, the pink one that's knitted and it's got like the tassels, is also from B&M. A lot of the stuff in my room is from either B&M, The Range, some of the stuff is from Wilko, and then like eBay, kind of everything like that. The shelves over here, these are from The Range, and then everything inside it is from The Range as well. My pillows, so the 2 gold ones I bought, so the 2 gold ones, I'm trying to like remember, the 2 gold ones, I just bought the pillowcases, like not the pillow, the stuff, like the pillow inside, and then the cases I got from B&M, and then that's the same for the like the fur metallic-y ones, and then the little pink one there is from Asda actually. I love B&M so much, like I think I could honestly live in that shop. I go in and then like next thing you know I'm spending like £50. I feel like Mrs. Hinch or something every time I go in it. And whenever I'm in it as well, I really struggle to like stop myself from buying more. Like I've got so many blankets like in my wardrobe as well, and I just kind of like switch them around, and like I try and stop myself obviously because I can't have like 15 blankets lying on my bed. But recently I think I'm just kind of finished with my room. I really like how it is now, and I like how everything's neutral, so I can add in colours. So I added in like the kind of pink blanket, pink, and then I've got pink flowers over there that you could that was in my like haul video, my first one that I ever done. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend going to B&M or The Range. The Range is a little bit more expensive, but definitely B&M because I love that place. So next question was fave clothing brands. Probably like the typical Pretty Little Thing, Misguided, Opoly, even though like I don't really order that much from Opoly because I don't think it suits me, or like whenever I get it I'm just not kind of happy because I don't look like how the models look. But I think all the clothes there are really pretty. Shein's became a new favourite of mine, as you can tell from like my last video, and I've got another Shein haul coming up because all the stuff arrived the other day, so I'm going to be filming that soon. And then also Primark, love Primark, I always find good bargains there. I get a lot of my jeans from Primark as well, and then all my pals always ask me like, oh, like where are your jeans from? And I'm like, oh, Primark, £10. Next question was kind of similar to the one before, but it was just like, what's my favourite website to buy from? But it was like for clothing and makeup. So for website, I'd probably say like Pretty Little Thing, just because it's easy and I've got the next day delivery. They do the PayPal as well, and I use my mum's PayPal, so I don't have to pay till like 2 weeks after, so I can order a bunch of sizes and then send them all back and I don't have to pay. Shein, I just love because there's so many options. However, like the waiting time is a bit of a pest. And then for when I'm buying makeup, I usually buy off Feel Unique or Look Fantastic, purely because they usually do like, oh, spend £50 and get like this free makeup bag worth £100, like stuff like that. Like I always like deals. They always do like 3 for 2 or get like a discount or something, and I get a student discount with it as well. When I done an order before, it was like spend £50 on MAC and then you got like a little beauty bag and it was like a full mascara, everything like that, just because I'd spent £50, so I really like how they do that. Next question, where do you see yourself in 10 years time? So hopefully I'm just still living a happy life. That's all I could really think about. Hopefully doing the job that I want to do, maybe even starting my own family. I don't know, I just want to be happy. Then the question after that was that where do you see yourself in 30 years time? So in 30 years time, I hope that I've divorced my husband and me and Poppy have moved away to our own villa and we drink gin every single day. Then I got asked what my dream job is. I'm in university currently. I'm actually in 3rd year now, and then I've got 2 more years after that, so I'll have 4th year and then a postgrad and then maybe a master's, so maybe a few years, I don't really know. I study social sciences, so that's psychology, sociology, history, like all that stuff, like all the social sciences that you used to do in high school. It's basically what I do at uni. For what I want to do though, I'm still kind of stuck. I'd love to be like, maybe like, I want to work with kids basically, like that's what I know I want to do. I could maybe even be like a social worker, but I'd really see myself in a particular area. I'd love to work with disadvantaged children, children with special needs. I've got reasons for that won't get into, maybe do another video, but basically always had a passion for it, so that's what I want to do. This one made me laugh. So I got asked what was my first memory of like ever wearing makeup, and I remember this like so vividly. I think I was in like P6 and my mum had took me to the shops and she was like, right, we can get you some makeup, and she got me this like white collection powder, a collection mascara, collection lip gloss, and then like a dark eyeliner. And I remember like I used to just like pack that bloody white powder on my face, mascara, eyeliner under my eye, and then lip gloss, and that's what I used to wear to school on like P6. And then eventually she took me to Boots and I got my first ever proper foundation, and it was a number 7 one. And then from then eventually I just started kind of building up, trying out products. I'd really say 1st or 2nd year is when I really started to get into makeup. I'd always watched like YouTube videos and stuff on how to do it, but that was when I really took an interest in it. This question here was, what made you start your YouTube channel? I've watched YouTube for as long as I can remember. Like when I was younger, I was like Zoella, Troye Sivan, Tyler Oakley, Shane Dawson as well. So gradually as I've grown up, I've changed like who I've watched, and I started watching like James Charles. So that definitely inspired me. And then during lockdown, my creative brain was like pumping loads, and it was my boyfriend who was like, look, you wanted to do YouTube, so why do you not just do it? Doesn't matter if you're like not a professional makeup artist, doesn't matter if you're like don't have all the equipment, just do it for fun. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm doing it for fun and I enjoy it and I love it so much. So already I'm really proud of myself for like plucking up the courage and actually doing it, because I feel like there's a lot of stigma around doing YouTube and people can get slated for it. But to be honest, I just don't really care. I'm not going to listen to anyone. They can bitch about my channel if they want, but it makes me happy, so that's all that matters. The next question I've got here is, have you always been interested in makeup / really girly? Definitely. So growing up, where my street is, I live next to like who were my best friends, and Georgia up the road is still my best friend, and she's lived there same time as me. So 2 of the girls were older, and I've actually mentioned Rebecca before. Seeing them start to wear makeup them buying like other products got me like so interested in it. So I definitely think their passion for makeup started to influence me, and then YouTube also influenced me a lot. But I've always been really girly. I'm known as like the princess of the family, so that kind of sums it up. Next couple of questions, I don't have many left because I didn't want to like drag this out and make it like a huge long thing. I got asked about my tattoos and piercings, so I've already spoke about my piercings before in maybe my haul. So I've got a triple front helix here. These weren't too bad. This one here was quite sore. I'd probably rate it like I've got a spot here as well, but I don't think it's a spot. I think it's like a midgie bite. Ignore that. Rate these ones maybe like a 6 out of 10 for like pain. And then I've got 2 lobes on this ear, and I've got 2 lobes on this ear, but I've only got 1 earring on that one. And then I've got a cartilage here. I've got my rook done. My rook was definitely my sorest piercing, like 10 out of 10 for that, and like the healing process for that was so freaking sore as well. And then I've got my conch here as well. I've got my belly button pierced, and I used to have other ones, but where I work I'm not allowed to have like piercings in, so I take them out a lot, and then sometimes I wasn't able to like get them back in. So I used to have, you can kind of see I've got a dent still. I used to have one that went up like that, and then I had 2 here, but like I said, they came out. Tattoos, so on my leg I've got, on my right thigh I've got, no it's not really the thigh, it's like more like my hip actually, I've got the birth flowers of my mum, dad and my sister. So that's a violet, a chrysanthemum and then lily of the valley. And then on my back I've got like this huge big mandala from like the top of the, where that kind of like bone is, till maybe like the middle of my back. I got both of them done when I was 18, I think. I didn't get any tattoos last year, I don't think. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I didn't get any last year. I was meant to get one last month, so I think it was the 29th of May, but because of like coronavirus obviously that couldn't happen. So I was getting a mandala on like the front of my left leg onto my foot a little bit, and then in the middle of it is my sister's eye. So even though like she'd moaned about the fact that I hadn't like got a tattoo like dedicated to her basically, even though I kind of do, she wanted her own one, so that's that one. And then I've got plans for like little different ones. I really want a Gemini tattoo, and then for men I don't really know what else. So when you look at me, I think you wouldn't really expect me to have tattoos. I have them covered. I kind of like the fact that I can have my tattoos on show if I want to, or I can have them covered. I just prefer that. I know sometimes tattoos can be seen as like unprofessional, that's why I've always chose them in areas where I can cover them up or you don't have to see them. For the pain though, for tattoos, I'd say my leg one wasn't sore at all. Like I'd rather get that done than like a lobe piercing. My back though, oh my god, that was something else. Like, because whenever it was on the bone, I could feel it like vibrating, and it was making my teeth like chitter. My jaw was like clenched so much. But then I've got like a lot of dot work on my back as well, so that's not sore at all. And then I got asked if I have lip fillers, and they wanted like info if I do actually have them. So I only have lip fillers, I don't have anything else. I don't have cheek, I don't have jaw, it's just fully my lips. I got them done when I was 18, so I turned 18 in May and I got them done in December. And then I got a mill for the first time. So I've had 2 different types of filler put in. I've had Rovelax, I think, that's like a kind of cheaper one, but it doesn't last as long. And then I've had Juvederm Ultra Free, I think that's like the full name, and that one lasts quite like a longer time. So I got that done last time. Last time I got my lips done was maybe last September. So I was due a top up, and I'm getting them done next month now, because like they're able to like sort everything because of coronavirus. But my lips, I feel like I could do like a whole video on them. It's totally your preference whether you like them or not. Personally, for me, it's maybe the best decision I've ever made, just because how confident it's made me. My lips were tiny, like they were so small. They were basically like little lines, and I kept saying to myself, oh, I don't need them done, I don't need them done. And then I wouldn't say I was like influenced at all by like Instagram, like Kylie Jenner or anything like that. It was just purely because it's what I wanted. In total now, I've had 3 mil, but I'd say like that first mil's kind of gone. The first mil that I got done was because my lips were actually so uneven, so my cupid's bow was like way over here, and then so that was in December, and then I got my lips done again in the February, so that was only 3 months, but they say like it goes away in 3 to 6 months, and because it was my first time as well, it like dissolves quicker. So then I got a mil the second time, and that was just to plump them up, like make them the shape that I like, make them the size that I was kind of wanting. And then September, so that was like another 6 months technically, is when I got the Juvederm, and that's me. They also asked me for like pain and if it was sore. You get numbing cream, so that kind of takes away the pain a little bit, but apart from that, it just kind of feels like a little cat scratch, like a little drag of a needle over your lips. It's generally not that sore, and it's over and done with within like 10 minutes max. The sorest part I'd say is definitely the cupid's bow. So when I got it done in September, I got the needle pumped up like that. That's why my lips go up the way now. So I got them pumped up there, and I got them pumped up there, and he squeezed them together to give like that really prominent cupid's bow, and it was just so sore. And the place that I got them done was, it was in Bathgate, but then it's moved to Dean's now, so this is in Livingston still. I don't go to like Edinburgh, Glasgow. It's called DK Aesthetics, and it's a guy called Daniel, and I love him. This was a nice question actually. So someone's asked me what was my favourite childhood memory, and in all honesty, that's actually a really hard question, because I've been very grateful to grow up with a very decent childhood, and I've been very lucky to have the experiences that I've had. When I was younger, my grandparents had a cabin. I think we got this when I was maybe around 4, and then we had it until I was 9, I think it was, and like we used it constantly, and I so wish we still had it, because I know for a fact I'd be up there with my friends like every weekend. But when we did have it, it was my chair. When we did have it though, we were up there, so like every birthday, everyone's birthdays, we were up there. Christmases, Easter, things like that, like bonfire night, like we were always up. So that was up at Aviemore. I had a lot of my birthdays there, like I just said. One birthday I think is very a particular memory, so I can't remember who got me it, but the cabin had like so much land around it, and we had like this big grass, and there was like horses up by this like big house that kind of like the people who owned that land, and then there was like other caravans and cabins around us, and there was just loads of places that you could go walking, rivers, mountains, like hills and stuff like that. I'd actually climbed one of the hills with my granddad one time when he came up, and this hill was like, it's not even like that big, but we left at maybe like 9 in the morning, came back 9 at night, and my mum was like, where the hell have you been? We were away for ages. But anyway, so there was one birthday, and I remember I had got this like, it was like a little girl Barbie blow up bouncy castle, and I remember I was like bouncing on it, and then my Uncle Gary came over and he jumped on it, and it burst like straight away, and I was only had it for like 15 minutes or something like that. And then also from up at the cabin, I don't really know if we got it because of the cabin, but where my dad used to work, he used to work in like a motorbike kind of shop, so I had a quad bike from when I was like 3 years old maybe, and it's quite questionable why my mum and dad trusted me with that. So that one the first one got stolen anyway, and then I got another one which was orange, and I wasn't big enough for it, so I had to have like these wooden blocks where my feet sat, and I was like crazy on this thing. And I remember there was one memory where I tried to go over a fucking boulder, and like thinking I was like some sort of stunt person, and the quad bike like fell back on me and landed on me. Like this big quad bike's landed on like, I think it was maybe like 6, and the only thing that hurt was this pinky. That's the only thing that hurt. And the last question I got was what's one product that you couldn't live without? I'd definitely say concealer. I think it totally changes your face. If not concealer, maybe like a bronzer, something like that. Thank you all for watching. I'd love to do another Q&A. I feel like I kind of rushed this one, but it's also because Poppy's outside my house right now, ready to pick me up, and I was meant to go to hers like 10 minutes ago, so I was kind of rushing this because I was ready. So I'm sorry if this was rushed, and thank you all for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.